Uh, yes, welcome back. We are here for another audio extravaganza, if you will. And it's called Made in the 1980s. I am still Camp from the Port. All one word. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You got to say the whole thing. And I am back once again, another week with my guy. And please say the whole name. And what is that whole name, sir?
That name, sir, is Wayne Dang. Please say the damn doodle.
The damn doodle. You hear me? All right. Hey, man, we are excited to bring this to you because we got a little off mic pre-show content. And I didn't come up with this, but I think this is an awesome segment to kick it off with. You've already seen the title, so we're going to get into that later. But whenever I think there's a great music question or there's a great music conversation about to happen, I try my best to make sure that it gets recorded at all times. This is one of those times. So we are going to we're going to get right to it, man. You brought up Cash Money Click, and I think you have a very interesting and compelling argument here. But let's really detail it and lay it out for the people listening to Made in the 1980s.
Just to put it out there, Manny Fresh was easily one of the better rappers of the OG Cash Money Click.
Okay. I'm actually rolling with you on this.
I personally have Manny Fresh as number 2 out of the Cash Money Click for rappers.
Number 2. Okay. So, number 2. We're talking Cash Money Click. So who do you have at number 1 then? If Manny Fresh is number 2?
I have Wayne at number 1.
Okay, see, this is where I ignite the people, and I'm fine with that. I'm super fine with that. Because I would say Manny Fresh can be in the top 3, but I don't have Wayne in that 3. So, because I know everybody's like, what the fuck you mean? But here it is. If we're talking Cash Money Click, to me, when you say that, you're telling me 1998 to 2003.
Yeah.
4. Yeah. See, yeah. No, I damn sure don't have Wayne in that top 3 then. Now that you word it that way.
Okay. Now that you word it that way. Yes, from 98 to like 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
No, Wayne is not in the top 3.
Okay.
I absolutely agree with you on that. Now that you word, I was thinking evolved Wayne.
Oh, yeah. No. Hey, listen. Once people,
Wayne, 16-year-old Wayne, nah.
Yeah, see, once they start going to jail and breaking up and all that, and they was like doing the accounting, okay, yeah, hey, then you got me. Then Wayne is hands down the best. But if you're talking about when Cash Money Click was really the Cash Money Click, I got BG at that top spot.
Yes.
Then
BG.
I got Juvie.
Okay.
Then I got Manny Fresh. Because Manny Fresh album was actually hard.
It was.
Manny Fresh album is hard. And his Big Timer verses was hard.
Every time.
Yeah, so I'm not hey, let nothing distract y'all for the fact that the only other actual verse on Back That Ass Up is Manny Fresh's.
And everybody knows it.
And he floating on that bitch.
He floats.
Hey, listen. Yeah, no. I think extremely highly of Manny Fresh as a rapper. so him being, even if you say number 2, I'm not really mad at it because and I know people would be like, oh man, it's just the shock factor of just like, oh, you didn't expect this album to be that good. It's like, well, yeah, I didn't, but at the same time, nobody has ever come out and say, yeah, I wrote this joint for Manny Fresh. You know, OBG wrote this verse, Wayne wrote this verse. Like, nah, he came up, all of that.
you can tell when Manny Fresh is rapping. Nobody's right for Manny.
Yeah.
Manny has his own topics. We still don't know who that bitch Kim is, but he can't stand that bitch.
Facts.
No, look. I beg someone, prove me wrong. Send me a whack Manny Fresh verse.
Oh, they'll be looking all day. They'll be looking all day.
You can't send me a whack Manny Fresh verse. And I'm mad that okay, I get it. He's the producer. But so was David Banner.
Yeah.
So was Big Crit.
Yeah.
So was Warren G.
Yeah. Hey, shit. So was Kanye West.
So was Kanye West. Nobody questions their rap credentials.
Yeah.
We gonna quit fucking playing with Manny Fresh, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen. He did it for me at Get Your Roll On. Opening bar. It's so simplistic. That verse is so simplistic, but it's so great. That I was like, do I like this?
Did rap by numbers.
Yeah. I was like, do I love this verse off the rip though? Because hey, fuck these hoes after shows. I was like, oh shit. I was like, get up. Hey, listen. No, Manny Fresh hard. Hey, bro. I fuck with Manny Fresh super heavy. So I have no you get no listen, even though I got him at 3 and you at 2. If you're asking me my favorite person in Cash Money, period, Cash Money history, it's undoubtedly Manny Fresh. He is number 1 to me in all things Cash Money. All things Cash Money. He's number 1.
Like Manny Fresh was an entertainer, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
That dude was so fucking entertaining on the mic. And don't let him do the opening of your shit, goddamn, just talking his shit. I mean, he'll get you canceled today, but
yeah, no, for sure. Even though
Manny Fresh got no shit. Manny Fresh used to talk that shit.
Yeah. The only misstep, I think, and I could be wrong. As a matter of fact, let's talk about it. I think the only misstep that Manny Fresh has ever made in his career was verses against Scott Storch.
Yes.
I think that was the only one. And I saw the crowd kind of split on that because they were like, y'all not from New Orleans. Manny playing that shit like he won. He's smoking Scott Storch. And I was like, the man is playing the piano from Still DRE. That I don't even like Dr. Dre like that. But that's one of the hardest beats ever in music history. Music history, not just rap, not just, you know what I mean? Like music, like those chords and that progression with those drums, like that's some of the hardest shit ever.
Okay, so being that you're an extremely music person, like you even do music, would you say that Scott Storch kind of had a one-up on Manny Fresh because Manny Fresh brings that New Orleans sound where Scott Storch can kind of give you a little bit of everything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, you know what? Yes, I think he was just like out, man. I mean, look, I think I've had this conversation on a podcast I think before because I was mad. Yeah, matter of fact, I was mad because after the Quincy Jones, I think doc, everybody was just jumping out the window about how Quincy Jones is the greatest producer of all time, and like when you throw they was like put him up against anybody. Oh, he better producer than Kanye West. He's a better. I was like, bro, you gotta stop. Like, you gotta stop that. Because there's Quincy Jones and there's these niggas you talking about. And they were like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, listen, like, I get Dr. Dre is great, Premier is great, Kanye is great, the Neptunes are great. Like, all these people are great, but here's the difference between Quincy and those guys. Quincy sits with a blank sheet of paper and writes a staff and puts a key signature there, and he starts saying this note here, there. Okay, that's the trumpets. Okay, then this here, that's the guitar. This here, these are the drums. And then those guys go sample what he just did. Like, that is the difference. Quincy Jones is a composer of music who happens to engineer and produce, but these guys are beat makers and producers. Like, it's a very big difference. I don't like, it's just like, who, like, you compare him to Andrew Lloyd Webber. You can compare him to John L. Williams. You compare him to Bob James, like the other people that, oh no, I'm composing this. I didn't hear what somebody did and made this. Like, no, Sanford and Son came out of my head. Off the Wall, the album came off my head. So did Thriller. So did Bad. So, like, you know what I mean? So all of my albums. So did the shit I did with Barry White and Big Daddy Kane. Like, you know, that is the difference. So I was like, yo, I don't ever want to hear UN words talking about Quincy Jones next to Kanye West and Dr. Dre and all these people. So, and you know, even though Scott Storch may have not composed an entire beat by himself, there is just something to be said about the guy who starts playing the piano and then people start putting things around it. It's just like you're already outmanned. It's trying to play the super team when you only average 25 a game.
Right.
Like, your 25 a game look fire until you got to play the three guys that average 28. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm personally at with it. And I think that's the only misstep that was ever made. I would have, there were some other better matchups for Manny Fresh. I mean, he was funnier. He treated it like a battle and was dissing, but that wouldn't get it done for me. Not against a guy that can play the instrument instead of playing a stereo. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was for me. But man, question for you as we segue. Even though it's hip hop, it's rap, do you consider the Hot Boys to be a boy band?
I do.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'm rolling. So I want to take a moment to pay homage here to a very, I would say, not odd time, but an underappreciated time in music. And I don't think we know how much we underappreciated it until now that we are older. And now when these songs come on, some of them especially, not only are they ringing off and everybody has super turn, but we're singing at the top of our lungs like we never fronted. And maybe for women, it's different than it was for men. And I want to talk about that angle. Because Wang, today we're going to talk about how low key. No, not even low key. Because as we look back, boy bands were a high key fire with all the controversy surrounding it. And we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about them. And then we're going to answer the number one question, I think, of the 90s. The number one white question of the 90s. And here's the precursor. Wait, matter of fact, because I see the look on your face. Do you want me to give the question now and we table it, or are we going to save it to the end of the conversation?
I think I know what the question is. And if it is what I think it is, we should save it.
All right. Beautiful. All right. So first thing I want to do is we're going to pay homage to the two boy bands that were the originators of boy bands, but don't necessarily get mentioned in this wave, even though one of them definitely dropped during this wave. We got to salute to the Jackson 5, the original boy band. Nope, not the Beatles. Jackson 5, because
I was going to ask you if you had the Beatles or the Jackson 5 as the OG.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hey, Mike was 9.
I was saying, because the Beatles, they were men. They were just, you're not a boy.
Yeah, right.
Yo,
Yeah. Y'all,
like,
y'all
I, but
definitely
I
could
know that they
smoke,
have
drink, and fuck when you moved here. So meanwhile, Mike missed recess to do this. Like, yo, I'm missing art class to do this. So that is a young child. That is a boy band. That I'm counting the people that were actually at least no older than 18, even though there's going to be some controversy surrounding that. And we'll get to it. All right. But gotta pay homage to the Jackson 5. Forever the blueprint on young kids in the music business. I know one of the greatest shocks of my life, Wang, was as we get later into, I think it was later in the 90s when I realized All I Do by Troop was a remake. I did not know that was a Jackson 5 joint. Because I only knew the Troop version. I've only known that one. So that blew my mind.
yeah, I didn't find that out until like last year.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yes, it was like last year when I found that out.
Wow.
I was on TikTok and I followed this page on TikTok that just does R&B music.
Okay.
And they have this segment that they do where it's songs you didn't know were remakes.
Mm.
And that popped up. I'm like, who did that first? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, didn't have a fucking clue.
Yeah, hey, listen, and you know what? And I'm slightly capped. So no, I learned in 2006. Yes, I learned in 2006 that Troops All I Do was actually a Jackson 5 remake because I was playing the Roots Game Theory album. And Jay Dilla has already passed. So maybe this is 07 because I believe he passed in 06. But maybe the Game Theory album still came out in 06. I'm sorry. But no matter what, this is the pocket of time where I learned it. And I'm in the car playing the last joint on the album. And I was like, man, this sample is crazy. But like, I think it's the Temptations. But it don't really sound like what I remember the Temptations doing. And I'll never forget a brother I work with, older cat named Rodney. I think I was driving him we were either driving to work or driving somewhere. I don't remember. And the song came on. And then he was like, wait, this song from my era right here. I was like, no, this the Roots, fam. Like, chill out. This ain't Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, my nigga. Like I'm fronting on them. I'm fronting on my mans, right? Right. So he was like, yeah, no, he was like, I can't get you off my mind. Da, da, da. He was like, yeah, man, what is that? And I'm thinking like, wait, well, that's true. But then I read the credits because I bought the hard copy CD. It's 06. I'm still buying CDs. And that mug said, contains sample of Jackson's All I Do. I was like, wait a minute. hold the front door, right? Go search that joint. And Teenage Mike going absolutely ape shit on this beat. And the drums are so great. Hey, listen, I don't know if Jackie was on the drums. I don't know who was on the drums. But Jackie and Tito are slaughtering this instrumentation as I am listening to this. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And it's literally the same song. And Jones, I'm sorry, Wang, I am sorry. When I heard that, Joe, I was like, Teenage Mike is my favorite Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Because even though I missed All I Do, I still remember Blame It on the Boogie, Shake Your Body, and there's so many other songs. Like, that's what this Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson that did All I Do, is literally why I get offended and upset when people tell me Michael Jackson cannot sing or that Michael Jackson is not a great singer.
See, because they know Blood on the Dance Floor Mike. They know they know Invincible Mike. They ain't never heard Off the Wall Mike.
Man.
They ain't never like young Mike.
Yeah.
8-9-year-old Mike could out-sing 90% of the singers that are singing right now.
Yeah. Easily. In studio and on stage.
Like one thing that always stood out for me with Mike, and I don't know why, but the song Torture that the Jacksons did. Tito did the first verse, right?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Okay, so Tito did the first verse. And the way Mike melodically just slid in on that second verse was so motherfucking cold. Like he didn't steal the shine on purpose. It was just the way he did that shit. I don't know why. It's just I can't explain it. It's phenomenal.
Hey, yes, it absolutely is. And man, I'm so glad. Oh, and I'm sorry. We don't want to upset the man who thinks he was always better than Mike. We don't. It was Jermaine on the first verse.
Jermaine on the first verse.
It was Jermaine. Because he already, hey, that's what Let's Get Serious was all about. Like he was trying to dump on his little bro the whole time. He was like, no, I'm the star. I'm really the best. So, hey, Jermaine, sorry, we just missed Tito. We apologize. We're not trying to cause no problems with you, my brother.
At all.
I respect your legacy. You and Randy. I mess with Randy too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, hey, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So yes, no, you're right. And it's that Mike from, for me, 1970, like let's say 1975 to 1985, like vocally, he's incredible. And he's still going through puberty through some of this. And that's what makes it so great to me. I was like, y'all, like I get it. He ditched soul music and R&B music, and he just started giving you just this even like just universal, like genreless voice, which to me, that's even a feat. See, that's the thing. And we didn't mean to turn this into a Michael Jackson podcast, but it just needs to happen this way. But when Michael Jackson is singing to the point where you can't even put it in a genre, that in itself is a skill.
Okay. But because we know, me and you both are extreme Michael Jackson fans.
Facts.
Could we be glazing?
No, not at all. Because look at the competition. Look at the competition that's out. Hey, listen. We're talking about Mike this way, and Stevie's out. Ray Charles is out. Teddy P is out. Prince is out.
Prince is out.
Like, hey, look. Hey, nah. Marvin Gaye is out. And he's outside. Marvin Gaye is out fucking side. And they're like, hey, yo, y'all just still with Mike. Because like, I mean, look, see that's the thing. You're not gonna tell me 70s to early 80s Mike was the machine, because now he's not this cute little kid anymore, but he's still putting in the work. And not for nothing, once he breaks away from the rest of the Jacksons and started doing his own solo thing, he flopped. They're like, ooh, maybe the run is over. Maybe he Frankie Lyman now. Who knows? Right? But then comes Off the Wall. So, and that's the end of disco. Barry White is out. The Isleys are out. Like, hey, yo, there are other people that exist in this space. The thing is, Michael Jackson, for whatever reason, just became a bigger star than them. But the thing is, the equalizer is, let's say he's not the number one singer of his time, but he definitely starts making the best product. Hands down.
Theory. When Michael Jackson made the vocal transition, do you think it was by choice or by force?
Choice. I'm going to hold the Jacksons and American Dream as gospel. And I really think that he was doing his little soul riffs and runs and was like, I'm tired of this shit. I've been doing this since I was 9, bro. I'm 29 years old. What do you want me to do? Like, I've been doing this for 2 decades now. See, that's the other thing. See, Mike is also, as a child, competed with grown men at the same time. So now, granted, some other psychological and mental things happen probably with that, but still, he's still a child competing amongst grown men, and he's winning. so once we get to Off the Wall, hey, and not for nothing, I mean, sure, we both seen the doc. Off the Wall comes out, and he think he about to smoke shit, and he don't. So he was like, oh, well, that sucks. Let's make Thriller. So, I mean, hey, look, they went back to the drawing board. Quincy and Mike went back to the drawing board. As great as Off the Wall sounds, it didn't do what he thought it was going to do. Now Mike is mad. And when Mike gets mad, he takes, what, 4 years? Takes 4 years, Wang. Because I want to say Off the Wall comes out in 78, 79.
Yeah.
But Thriller comes out in 83. So he's like, all right, hey, look, okay, that's how we playing? Bet.
It still blows my mind that Thriller is the same age as me.
Right, hey, right.
But is it safe to say that Off the Wall was the first Reasonable Doubt?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because once Thriller drops and Bad drops, then everybody doubles back to Off the Wall and say, oh shit.
Yeah, this was fire, huh?
We slept.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No. Hey. I love that analogy. Yeah. Off the Wall is the first Reasonable Doubt. Yeah. You almost made me change the title of this damn episode. that might get work. That might be the title of this episode. It might be. Oh man, no, I absolutely agree. And see, even with everything that we are saying, Michael Jackson's career literally is boy band member to boy band frontman, unquestionably, to then solo superstar. And that blueprint has been tried and true and failed, but still, you literally don't get it without Michael Jackson, period. Like, there is no other person. It ain't David Ruffin, okay? It's not, it ain't Harold Melvin being Teddy Pendergrass, because he couldn't even use a name, and the dude tried to kill him when he went to lead the group. So, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, so no, and John Lennon was definitely over Paul McCartney. Paul just lived longer.
Yep.
So there you have it. So, yeah, respect to the Jackson 5, respect to Michael Jackson, the undisputed king. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Tito. Shit. You know what I mean? He smoked the he smoked that. Yeah, like, yo, don't stop fronting on Tito. Tito is hard on the stick, on the axe, nigga. Like, he hard. So from there we pay homage to Michael Jackson, right? So now we also got to pay homage to number 2, the number 2 boy band of all time for me, even though they try to rewrite history too, but they can't, because they know who they got. They know who inspired them. But love to New Edition, you know, who is definitely the modernized version of what everybody else wanted to be. So like because they're the 80s. They're the 80s, and a lot of people feel that they are pulling from them, but even they pulled from the Jackson 5.
Yes.
So, and you know what? Love to New Edition. I love their story. Even though I mean it's heartbreaking. I shouldn't say I love it, but I love watching the docuseries. Here's a question for you though, Wayne. Do you really think that Ralph Tresvant becomes a superstar or a star period without the group?
No.
Okay.
Me personally, and it's just my personal opinion, Ralph Tresvant did not have a spectacular voice. He had a unique voice.
Talk to these.
Like Ralph Tresvant, don't get me wrong, like he can sink me under the table. I sound like fucking nails on a chalkboard. So I can't compete. But Ralph Tresvant did not have a beautiful song voice.
Mm-hmm.
He had a really unique voice, and he could hold a note.
Mm-hmm.
And that him being the front guy, come on. Ricky Bell sang way better than Ralph.
Listen, real quick. I wish my wife was here to hear you say this.
Or Bobby, Ricky Bell sang better than Ralph.
Listen. I wish my wife was here. I hope she listened to this. Hey, we literally got into an argument. she was trying to argue me. She was like, something about. I was like, she was like, who's the best singer in New Edition? I was like, what, the entire New Edition or like the original New Edition? She was like, what? I mean, well, the only answer is Johnny Gill. I was like, okay. Yes. Okay. Johnny Gill is the best singer out of the entire.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The whole entire joint, right? I was like, but Ralph is not too. She was like, I know you don't think it's Bobby. I was like, well, I was like,
Bobby was a better singer than Ralph.
I was like, it's a reason why Mr. Telephone Man rang off, and then they became superstars. I'm just saying. I was like, but the nigga who really smokes shit is Ricky Bell. She was like, Ricky Bell. I was like, yeah, nigga, Poison, nigga. Ricky Bell, dog. Put you out of your mind like Ricky Bell. Yeah. I was like, Ricky Bell, the hardest singer of the original New Edition. Like, he the best.
Ricky Bell was most definitely a better singer. I can see I would respect the argument of Bobby.
Yeah, for sure.
I would respect that argument. But to put Ralph over either one of those, you fucking bugging.
Yeah, no, for sure. Hey, listen, I respect Bobby off the strength that he actually went out and did it. He was like, oh, okay, hey, I'm out. Don't be cruel, you bitch ass niggas. It's like, okay, bet, here you go. Hey, because, hey, listen, there's one thing to be the front man and win, but when you're the guy that feels he should be number one, hey, listen, Bobby Brown is everything Jermaine Jackson thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
He was like, oh man, y'all on Mike Dick. Hey, I'm better than Mike. But let's get serious. It don't happen. Let's get serious. Like, it just doesn't. But from Mr. Telephone Man to Don't Be Cruel, oh my God. And then you follow it up, My Prerogative, and then Rock With You. I'm like, oh, okay. He's just gonna, like, there's one thing to say it and then do it, but Bobby said it and did it with probably still to this day a top 10 and definitely not 10 R&B album of all time. Like Bobby Brown's Don't Be Cruel is a classic, is an understatement. Like that's another blueprint on how to do this shit.
At a young age, that was probably one of the first albums that I remember being a no skip.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm young as shit.
Hey, but you know when that when you hear that come on, you're like, you already know what your mom on. As soon as that comes, like, okay, bet this whole thing right.
Hey, regardless of where we going, how long we gonna be in the car, that don't be cruel. It was oh, you let that rock.
Yeah.
And depending on how many times you took a trip before you was done, you knew the whole album.
Yeah. Hey, for sure. Hey, and listen, respect to Ralph, because I'll tell you what, with time, I'll tell you what. I love his version of Sensitivity that he does live now. It's like it's real swaggy, it's real sexy, jazzy kind of thing. And it's not like just like it's not just up tempo or mid tempo R&B anymore. Like he got it totally smoothed out on the R&B tip because Ricky Bell is the man. But I say that I say that because I think with time Ralph pulled from both Ricky and Bobby. See what I did there? And became even better at what he's doing within the group. Because I mean, if nothing else, Ralph Sensitivity, again, it's not a bad album. It's not a bad album, but man, he couldn't compete. And for me, Bobby Brown is one of those guys that everything that he may lack in vocal ability, he totally smokes with passion, energy, and just stuff you can't teach. You know what I'm saying? Like all things considered, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but Bobby Brown is the original Chris Brown. Like literally. Because and I know over time Chris has become a better singer, but Chris has never really been in my top 3 of vocalists ever.
No.
But you can't teach that other shit he's doing. He's doing amazing everywhere else, and he does his own writing. You know what I'm saying? But he could take your song, and when Chris Brown is on your song, you know it. But yeah, but no, like everybody wanted to take the bad boy imagery stuff and all the controversy and drugs and all that and say that that's what makes him alike. But no, Bobby Brown was in the late 80s. He was nowhere near the vocal talent that Luther Vandross was. Like come on, like what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like he couldn't sing better than Freddie Jackson. But sorry if that felt like a stray, Freddie, but I mean, hey, look, but but still. But
Freddie Jackson.
You know what I'm saying? But when Bobby get out there and he dancing harder than the background dancers, and he jumping around and thrusting and pumping on stage and still keeping beat and singing the song, it's like, yo, wow, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before in my life. Because, hey, don't get it twisted. Mike moonwalked, but there was silence when he did it.
Yeah. Right? If Mike was hitting a heavy step, he was silent.
Yeah. Bobby was like,
Mike purposely created dance breaks in his song so he could get his shit off.
Hey, thank you. Where's the dance break in the Bobby Brown song? Just point to it. Even when he was talking to Teddy Riley, he's still talking and dancing. So, hey, listen. So, no, man. Love to New Edition. Bobby Brown is a king in this. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounded crazy because him and his wife were high when they said it, but no, he is a king in R&B. He is another blueprint on how to do this. There is Mike and there is Bobby. And I do really think that should be highlighted because New Edition and the Jackson 5 are definitely 2 of the pillars of this shit. You know?
Absolutely.
So now we got to get to the third pillar. And this is where the conversation got to start for us. This is made in the 1980s. So we got to start here because no matter what, see, our parents were the kids, the coherent kids for the Jackson 5 and for New Edition. You know, we do get Can You Stand the Rain? Like I'm in like 3rd or 4th grade. So that do still like count for me. But the first real coherent memory about what a boy band is starts with that other group of boys from Massachusetts called New Kids on the Block. Listen here, man. I will admit that I was asleep because I was black, and black people made me sleep. New Kids on the Block. New Kids on the Block was fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The Right Stuff is fire, bro. Please Don't Go Girl was fire, bro.
Okay, it wasn't a cultural thing for me.
Okay.
I was at that age. Let me see what New Kids on the Block dropped. What 90, 89, 90?
No, so check it out. No, they have been active since 1984. Crazy, right? But
when did Right Stuff and Please Don't Go Girl?
So yes.
Drop?
So the album Hanging Tough, and that was 88, 89.
Okay.
So yeah. So see, like I'm in 3rd, 4th grade. And I go to Lincoln Douglas.
I'm 5. I'm probably not even in preschool yet. But my sister is 7. She loved them.
Hey.
She had the posters. If I'm not mistaken, they graced Word Up magazine.
Yeah.
She had to have it. We live right down the block from Glick's Triangle. They had it. She had to have it. Boom. Like, loved them. I mean, super fan. New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, hey, listen, man.
Nothing against the LGBTQ community, but as a child, I thought if I liked them, it was gay.
Hey,
I was supposed to like them. These are boys singing to girls. They're not supposed to be singing to me. So I can't like them.
Yeah.
Secretly like them though.
Right.
But I couldn't tell anybody else that I liked them.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So look. So now let me give you the other side of it, because your sister and I are the same age. So I'm in 3rd, 4th grade. I go to Lincoln Douglas at this time, home of the Dragons, right? And this is a predominantly white school in Freeport. I think I'm the only black kid in my class. Yeah, because I learned that Amit didn't count. Shout out to Amit Patel. That's my man's. I love you, bro. And we get into, I think I'm in, so in Miss Hartman, I was 3rd grade Miss Hartman, 4th grade, was it Miss Marquardt? Yeah, because Miss Michael was 2nd grade. So needless to say, none of that really matters. What I'm trying to say here is, when I saw all the young white girls singing these songs, I was like, what is this? Like, I don't hate it. Maybe they're singing it wrong. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, but when I heard You Got It, Right Stuff, I think it was on MTV or whatever. And I was like, I like the song, but I better keep it to myself. Because listen, this is made in the 1980s, and I'm not going to use all the words. And I'm going to just give you the words that I know y'all haven't banned yet. But if I was to ever came out with my pro Keds on, my glow in the dark Keds, matter of fact, because my mom got me the glow in the dark ones when I seen the little boy dancing in the room. If I would have been out there at recess in my Keds talking about some I would have got called a gay lord. Because that's what kids in the 80s did, boys in the 80s did to other boys
Yes.
that did anything positive to girls. It is stupid logic. It is stupid logic today.
Terrible.
Because now maybe I should have learned some new kids from the block dance moves because I could have hung out with all the girls. But then again, listen, just the time that we're speaking to, you couldn't be the boy hanging with all the girls because then you were deemed as liking boys too. How about we just say it like that?
That is a great way to say it.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's a great way to say it.
So I was, but like, you know what? And then the cartoon came out, and I was like, yo. So now I know their names. I'm like, it's Donnie, it's Mark, Jordan. I was like, oh shit, like I know the kids on the block. Now, granted, I never wanted to go to the concert or anything, but I had to kind of front on them because, you know, this just wasn't the wave, and I didn't want white kids making fun of me. I didn't want white boys making fun of me. There wasn't enough black kids for me to care because we're going to go to another group here. But, yeah, New Kids on the Block. Had we been in a more progressive time, I think they become even bigger.
Yes.
Because not for nothing, all of them do become very successful in their own right. I mean, Mark was never a part of the group, but you know, Mark becomes way more famous than Donnie, but now they own like burger chains. Like Donnie and Mark Wahlberg are them. You know what I mean? So there's just there's just so much to be said about New Kids on the Block, and maybe just maybe. Matter of fact, let me ask you the question, and I want you to answer. So Hangin' Tough, the album comes out 88, 89. Now, granted, I think that's officially competing with New Edition's Any Heartbreak.
Yeah.
Riddle me this, though, Wang. If New Kids on the Block come out in 1994, what do you think happens with them?
If they would have came out in 1994, they would still be active.
Okay.
Yeah, if they would have came out in 1994, they would still be active. Because see, one of the things that made them so, well, from where I'm from, one of the things that made them so iconic is you got young white boys. They look as if they have their ear to the street. You know, back then, we wasn't checking for where they were from or none of that shit. You know, the boys had their ear to the streets. Boston, they had their ears to the streets for sure.
You
but
know,
a group of white boys that had an urban style. It was something that we hadn't seen before, other than the Beastie Boys.
Mm-hmm.
We had never seen singing white boys with an urban twist.
Yeah, very fair to say.
I think if they would have been marketed 10 years later, because that was around that time, 94, 95, 96, white people, oh man, this shit gonna sound so racist, but
it's the truth though. I know what you're about to say. It's the truth though.
White people started gravitating over into our lane, and it was so weird and uncommon. And if you were successful in doing it, you were big.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be what was the dude named Snow?
Yeah.
A
licky boom boom down.
the white kid from Canada rapping like a rock star, like what?
With MC Shan.
With MC Shan. Co-sign with MC Shan. Who else? Who else? I'm not even gonna die. But yeah, it was just like
I mean, it was them in House of Pain. That was it. Them House of Pain, the Beastie Boys. That was it. Oh wait, I'm sorry, third base. Third base.
But it was like, even if you take it away from rappers, then you got your John B's coming out, you know. people started to accept
was Simply Red.
Yeah. People started to look at Michael Bolton and realize how soulful he actually was.
Yeah.
And the black delegation started to navigate towards Michael Bolton as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just like this big wave of urban, soulful white people just started happening in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And we were actually here for it because it's like, damn, that white boy can dance. Damn, that white boy got soul. Damn. Yeah. Like this shit is only ours.
Right. Right. Hey, God forbid anybody else have any kind of other entertaining musical talent.
Right.
Like it's all about us. Oh God. Hey, no, I'm gonna table New Kids on the Block real quick. We're gonna bring it back to them some because I'm so glad you said everything that you said, because there's another dream match that has to take place. That's not our question, but still. But now, let's flip the coin, if you will. Because ironically, even though they weren't booked as such, the boy band that was okay to like, especially for us, if you were if you were a black child, you know what? That wasn't the Jackson 5 and that wasn't the new edition. Do you know who we were okay with accepting and liking?
Said it can't be Jackson. It's not Jackson 5.
No, Jackson 5, New Edition. Not New Edition.
And it was okay for us to like them.
Yep. And it's us, specifically us, because we in Freeport, Illinois.
I'm thinking of two.
Okay.
But I'm going to say the main one. And I'm going to go with Boyz II Men.
Okay. True. But before them.
Before Boyz II Men. Shit.
I know you know when I say it, you're gonna be like, I knew it.
Another Bad Creation?
Before them.
Before Another Bad Creation.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Honestly, same wave as New Kids on the Block.
They were black?
Yep. Yo, come on. Hey, yo, fam, I know you know this. I can't hold it any longer. Okay, time's up. The Boys.
Oh, bro, I was just fucking thinking that.
Yo, come on.
Just thinking that.
Yeah, Down My Heart by The Boys. Lucky Charm, bro.
I don't know why you said from especially because we from Freeport. Shout out Benny Brown.
Yes.
Hey. Like, yeah, I was just thinking about them too.
Listen. LA and Babyface. LA Reid and Babyface, that's their product. They got into the boy band lane. Oh shoot. Jimmy and Terry got a joint with New Edition. New Kids on the Block is out here rocking all these Massachusetts boys is getting money. We gotta get some money. So they went and got the Boys. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Brown. Hey, listen, for the people that know, and I always share this story because one of the coolest things that I've ever done as a child was play football in the street with the Boys. Because Mr. and Mrs. Brown lived next door to my grandma. And they always had for years. So, and this is technically, even though the first concert I went to with my own money is Notorious B.I.G., the first concert I truly went to was the Boys at the Masonic Temple. And my grandma took me there. So
I wasn't old enough to go, but my brother and sister went.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Hey, we was turning there. I was hitting all the moves with my sunglasses on. I wore a tie. I was going crazy. Yo, yeah, no, man, the Boys was fire. And that I'll say it like this, like, because I know you're a big Strange Music fan, and that now looking back, that's kind of what it felt like. It's like, yo, I'm in this group. I'm in this cult following group. Like, the mainstream people, I don't have tickets to New Edition. I don't have tickets to New Kids on the Block, but I saw the Boys. and they were my people. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what I mess with. It kind of has that feel to it to me now as I look back. And you know what? I never even thought of them as being a boy band. They were just some kids my age that looked like me. And obviously that is why I gravitate toward them. But they're not even marketed really, or at least I don't see it that way as a boy band. But here's the thing. They ain't got no action figures. They ain't got no commercial. I didn't get no The Boys merch. Like, they didn't have none. I had the album.
Their story is actually really dope.
Yeah.
Like how they were founded and then why they disappeared. It was like all on their own terms. Like it was never bad business deals or nothing. You know, like their story was dope as shit.
Yeah, man. Hey, message from the boys. That was my that was my joy. Hey, but crazy on the second album, even though that they were trying to turn it up, you could tell that they all lost their virginity by the time Crazy came out. I was like, oh, they getting busy. They doing it nasty. Okay, bet. like I'm gonna find out what that's like. You know what I mean?
But yeah, shout out to the boys, man.
Yeah, man. Damn. Yeah, the boys, man. You know, one of those unsung groups of just our time. Man, it was that was a time. That was a time, and I'm never ever going to do a show about boy bands or 90s, 80s, 90s music without mentioning the boys ever, because they are royalty in my eyes. Like, off of 2-3 joints, like they were still my guys though. So you know what I'm saying? So, man, had to get that out. That's what she said. Fast forward, because you said something very important to me about how if, New Kids on the Block, they come out about 10 years later, 94, 95, 96, it's a different story for them. So now we got to talk NSYNC. Got to talk NSYNC. Wang, I'm prepared to be extremely controversial when we talk about NSYNC. Now that I'm a grown-ass man, and I know more about the music industry, more about how these things come to fruition, the more that I learn about how culture shouldn't be for sale, but it damn sure is. Let me hear your thoughts on NSYNC, who, wildly enough, became active in 1995.
NSYNC was super fly for me.
Okay.
I can't necessarily pinpoint why I felt that they were so fly though.
Okay.
I think I'll put it like this. When NSYNC dropped, like I said, we had like a big rush of white people diving into, urban music. And we also saw, like, going to school, that this was what it was now. This is life. Baggy pants, big shirts, and they were NSYNC was the guys that I went to school with.
Yeah,
without even being, these guys at my school weren't trying to be JC. It's just, this is what life is now. As a junior high / high schooler, talking to guys at school, all the white boys looked like they was an NSYNC member. Unfortunately, no. And I don't know. I don't know. It was just something about NSYNC that I was just like, I fuck with these cats.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because all of that was super important. It was super important to me. Because even though they're formed in 95, their actual album doesn't drop till 97, right? And this time we're all in high school by this time. By 1997, we're all in high school. And you're right. NSYNC looks like a lot of the white boys just around the way. The cool white boys, they're not.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about what their parents might be into or not into, but they're letting them listen to NSYNC, so that's cool. But I gotta say, Wang, looking back, NSYNC is probably the number one most pandering ass group of all fucking time. And I hate to say that because JC was my man's. And it's not them. See, look, I want to be clear. It ain't all of them. It's Justin. All right. Like, hey, listen. And I know Justin Timberlake is considered royalty amongst the Black community for the most part until Janet Jackson, right? And I always ride with Miss Jackson, and I call her Miss Jackson because I'm nasty. However, the amount of pandering that happened during the NSYNC run is so nasty that now I can't believe it. Like, for instance, we totally I look at Justin Timberlake and his mom showing up with cornrows and colorful rubber bands so nastily now. Like, it looks gross now.
You didn't see it back then, though. You didn't like it. So many years had passed.
Yeah.
So many years had passed, and me personally, I had chalked up a lot of the things that Justin Timberlake did as, and pandering was something that we were used to. Like it was, it probably wasn't a day that went by where you saw that one white kid and he was just overly trying to be black.
Yeah.
It's just like, dog, you're blacker than me at this point. Like,
it's like, what do you want me to do? All right.
I may well bleach my skin and you can tan, like, because you're killing me right now. But it wasn't uncommon to see that, and then the way they played it was just like, oh, it's just his upbringing, him being from Memphis, and
he lived down the street from Al Green.
So they played into it really well. Like I said, I'm young when Justin Timberlake first showed his face. I think I'm like 8th grade, 7th or 8th, something like that. And it's just like, then you're hearing it. It's just like, okay, because every hood got that white boy that grew up in that hood that nobody bats an eye at how urban he is.
Yeah. And some of y'all let them say nigga, but not me.
No.
just to be clear.
We're not doing that.
It's like, fam.
Not on Made in the 1980s.
Yeah, not this show. Y'all show, you do whatever you want.
You know somebody else is gonna do the fuck you want. You won't do that shit here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we kind of just chalked it up. Maybe he was that white guy that grew up in the hood, only really knows us. So of course he's going to do what he sees. Then you get older and you realize it's a forced narrative and this is just not him at all. This guy wanted to wear Dockers and fucking and Doc Martens but you forced it on us.
Yeah.
And then it didn't help that he could dance.
Yeah. And we overrated Justin Timberlake. I'm here to say, hey, listen. I want to be so clear
Justified
because
album was nice.
No, hey, listen. Justified is still my favorite Justin Timberlake album. It's one of my favorite albums of, I think, is what, 02? Whatever one that is. And I'm willing to die on the hill of the Neptunes did way better songs for Justin than Timberland did. That's a whole
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
We are not doing that.
It's another show. I wouldn't argue it, but Neptunes, Underdogs, Timberland. That's where I have it. But whatever, because Future Sex Love Sounds is also a dope album.
Yes.
But nothing's better than Rock Your Body. But okay, but when I saw Justin Timberlake on Tiny Desk, and I was like, yeah, no, Justin Timberlake white as hell. And that's okay. But damn it, that wasn't his marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get the fact that, John B was already out and rocking. And maybe they were kind of making him compete in that lane. But John B is very authentic. He's just, when people would say John B is black, I think John B is just cool.
Yeah.
Like I've never looked at John B as like, oh, man, this white boy trying to be black. I've never said that about him ever.
No.
Even when he had the fade and the triple fat goose on and was dancing as best as he could in that video on the second album.
John B is definitely G-Eazy's big brother.
Oh, or dad. Or dad. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I don't like when I listen to G-Eazy or see G-Eazy, like I don't see the white guy trying to be black. He's just a cool ass dude.
Yeah. Same. And like as you look back at NSYNC and specifically the marketing for Justin Timberlake, you look back and it's like, oh wow, they were really trying to make sure that black people like this kid.
It worked.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, hey, listen, it worked tenfold. It worked tenfold. It worked so well that there was a moment in time where people were calling NSYNC the greatest boy band ever, like over everybody.
They were
over New Edition, over New Kids, over the Jackson 5.
They were.
And I was like, well, okay, wait, now we're going really off the rails here. We're really going
started snapping
the rails. Because I was like, now hold on now. Now this Justin kid is okay, but he's not better than Michael Jackson now. Oh, that's where I'm always gonna draw the line with Mike, first of all. But I was just like, then hey, look, not for nothing. New Edition had to come back out in 96. Hey man, we started this boy band shit. I know y'all giving New Kids they flowers, and we see these other boys coming because there's other groups that exist, and we're gonna run them down before we get and we talk for real. But yeah, NSYNC, they were really force fed. They were the force group. They were the first group that I felt were force fed to us. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'm looking back.
I felt like it came a time where just the white boy band was forced on us, period.
Okay. So your thing is just like in general, or like every single group, like, hey, this is for you, this is for you, this is for you.
It's like, you know how music goes. Like somebody does something and it hits, and then every label has to have that person. Like this is something recent that I can think about. When Pop Smoke was kind of making himself, worldly, his name Worldly.
Mm-hmm.
Every label went and found a dude to sound like I-20. Everybody had to find a drill rapper that had an extremely deep voice.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the 90s, when Backstreet Boys and NSYNC dropped, then you got 98 Degrees, and then you got
Old Town,
Old Town and Jonas Brothers and
Hanson.
Like the boy band just became the wave.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, and just to not put it all on NSYNC, it just, the rap, the music industry just became oversaturated with boy bands, white boy bands.
Yeah, because even even the gospel community had their boy band. It was DC Talk.
Yeah, yeah.
And we can't forget the racial mixing of All for One, which, man, they sounded terrible on Family Matters. They sounded terrible on Family Matters.
I mean, Eddie Winslow sounded terrible on Family Matters every time he sang, but they still cheer for him.
Hey, but he smoked them though. that's the bad part. Eddie smoked All for One with the one girl. I don't remember her name, which like he was singing at the hotel.
That was they were singing Tender Kisses.
Yeah, I forget her name. I'm bad. I'm sorry. I forget. But hey, even when he was when they did the dating show Dudes, when he was doing the baby, hey, he smoked All for One on that. Oh yeah. So, oh man, so yes, no, I'm glad you said that though, because you're right. I think specifically with NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys, now the boom is here. Now boy bands are the wave. So again, even though I know, like I said, Hanson, but you do have your 98 Degrees with Nick Lachey, and then you have Old Town with I Want It All, and All for One, and True Boyz II Men, because they actually count in this, even though they look older than all them cats, but all of them are existing as we get into the early 90s, mid 90s to late 90s. So now my first question, to circle it back, because this is the first dream match, especially for all the for pop culture, everybody that's in the pop world exclusively. New Kids on the Block versus NSYNC. Do you think NSYNC's career goes the way it does if the New Kids on the Block drop in 96 and then they drop in 97, or even 95 and they drop in 97?
New Kids on the Block was going to wash NSYNC.
So not even the pandering could save them, huh?
No. Because one thing I can say, like I said, looking back on it now, yes, I see the pandering.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that with New Kids on the Block still.
True.
I can go back and look at the Hanging Tough video, the Please Don't Go Girl video. Those young men were genuine. I can't call them young men. They was way older than I was, but back then it felt genuine. They were being them.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? And not for nothing, man. I always thought JC was the star that should have got the push. Again, respect to Justin Timberlake. I know I probably sound like a Justin Timberlake hater right now, and I promise I'm not. I own his album. I bought his albums. Well, at least the first 3. Yeah, 3. Maybe 4. I didn't buy Man in the Woods. That's the one I didn't buy. I didn't like the song.
I never even heard of it.
Oh, yeah, man. He wanted to be white, that album, and it didn't go so well.
Yeah, I'd never even heard of that album.
Yeah, whenever y'all got some time, look for Man in the Woods. They might have erased it. And look, and it's still produced by like Timberland and all of that. He got the black producers, but he did the whitest thing he possibly could with that album, and nobody wanted to hear that shit. So, no, JC Chavez, to me, the best singer in NSYNC. For me, he was the Michael Bolton of the group. And I thought that, hey, when they break up, I know what I just saw him do, Justin, that is, and they brought Mike out and all of that. Oh, wait, no, that was the second time. But when they debuted Like I Love You, Neptune's produced track, I was like, man, But JC about to kill him with the soul, though, so it don't even matter, right? You know, like I'm thinking it's gonna be that. And but the thing is, I think JC was just like, yo, I'm not gonna cosplay. I'm not gonna be like, I don't need to appeal to like urban anything. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be me. But you know, the machine obviously super behind NSYNC. I would love to know the vested interest that specifically NSYNC had, because NSYNC was on a Clue mixtape. They got Nelly for remixes. They did songs with Jay-Z. Like they were getting the placements that New Edition should have been getting. And I'll never understand that full circle when you look at who they all became. See, that's the other piece of this. Like, one of them asked. One of them is an advocate of the LGBTQA plus community, and that's okay. JC kind of just like he released, but you know, didn't quite, still kind of stay in the pop lane or whatever. I think he remade Bring It All to Me, and that was kind of wild hearing him sing about his thug appeal, but hey, you know, it just is what it is. I mean, hey, look.
Well, he didn't write the lyrics; he just sang them.
Right, you did. So I give JC a pass. He was my favorite member of that group anyway. But hey, look, I'm not gonna deny Justin, because at the end of the day, if he had zero talent, it wouldn't have worked at all for him. Because we've seen people with zero talent and what happens to them.
Crystal Waters.
You know, yeah. You dig what I'm saying? Like, so when you have zero talent, then it's crickets out here for you. But he was obviously able to maintain, sustain, and keep moving. And he made a big success for himself. But man, Backstreet Boys, at this point, I think they're the longest running. Like the longest running and active. And I'm not going to say just by release, because technically New Kids on the Block are into KOTB and they still do exist. However, I think I think the Backstreet Boys are the group that's actually still dropping music that is still kind of resonating and getting through to an audience like today. I think they're the only group like that today.
I know that they are the biggest grossing boy band.
Mm-hmm.
Like even over a New Edition and even a Boyz II Men.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't know they were still putting out. I don't think I've heard any music from them since was it Single?
Little
Mama, if you're single.
Was that on the wait? Oh, you know what?
Because it was a Neo song. It was written by Neo, because Neo used it as well, but he let them. They shot a video and everything for that joint.
You know what? Hey, honestly, that might be on the last album I'm thinking about, which was like 09?
Something like that, yeah.
Because hey, look, that album, there's an album like T-Pain is on it. Like he wrote and produced on it, and it's when T-Pain is T-Pain too. They got this joint called Undone, Fire. Yeah, and I think the Neo joint is on that album. I think so. But yeah, hey, listen. I'll also put it to you like this: the last of the bands that I know that were doing arena/stadiums in Chicago were New Kids on the Block, because I think they did Wrigley, and the Backstreet Boys. And because I had to look, the last Backstreet Boys album was in 2013.
Damn.
I ain't gonna front. I ain't heard it, so I ain't gonna act like I have.
Hey,
but
I got all day tomorrow.
Yeah, but yeah, they definitely are. They dropped the last album. This is 2013. It's called In a World Like This. So yeah, dropped July 30th, 2013. I guess nationwide. The official release date was July 24th. So look, we've let the cat out the bag here. But real quick, what were your thoughts about the Backstreet Boys?
I was kind of late to the Backstreet Boys movement. I thought they were kind of corny.
Okay.
I thought they were corny. They didn't appeal to me until I heard was it Everybody Backstreet's Back?
Okay.
Then I doubled back. It was just like, oh shit. Like these of us actually got some heaters, goddamn.
Right.
And then I think before I heard Everybody, the only song that I really knew was shit. It was a slow jam.
It's got to be two of my joints. It's either got to be As Long As You Love Me or it's Quit Playing Games With My Heart.
No, it was neither one. It was fuck. But no, like I said, when I doubled back, I'm like, okay. Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Oh shit.
Wait, are you talking about I Want It That Way?
I Want It That Way.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. That's a Millennium album. That's 99. So you do got to double back and go to the other joints. Okay.
So I had to double back. Back. It was just like, oh shit.
Listen, one of the highlights, and the top 5 highlights of my wedding weekend that just passed is myself, Chicago Samantha, because that's what we call her, Aston, Brandon Bing, V, all singing I Want It That Way at the top of our lungs at the bar for our reception. It's next to the I Do, that's number 2 for me. And like that, how can I say this? I am so mad at myself for being such a testosterone-ridden, hip-hop fanatic, backpacker ass that I missed enjoying this song as much as I do now in real time. I Want It That Way and Quit Playing Games With My Heart are 2 of my favorite like ballads like ever in life. Like I have like there are if you look at the soundtrack of your life and let's say it was 100 songs, no question those 2 songs make my top 100. No question. And they're not 98 and 99 either. They're not there. They are in there. So I missed out. Look, I'm 18. And yeah, I've lost my virginity then. And yeah, I'm about to start living in Chicago, but man, it's still hip hop till I die. It's still Jay-Z, Nas, DMX, Redman. You know what I mean? Like with Snoop. It's like, I don't want to hear none of this shit. You know, I'll give Bad Boy R&B a pass, but that's where it stops. So if it's not 112, I want to hear that shit. But I must admit, I really wish I would have been able to dial in on the Backstreet Boys from 97 to 99 in high school when all the girls were on the wave, because I do feel I missed out. I feel I missed out.
We weren't able to mentally. We weren't allowed to.
Yeah, because we let Jodeci and Boyz II Men cook. We let 112 cook.
We let 112 cook. We let J.E. cook.
As Yet even cooked. And I don't even like As Yet as I look back. I didn't like them.
They had a hit.
Yeah.
That's where it stops.
Blackstreet cooked, and they was old.
But for some reason, from where we were from,
Yeah,
that was not allowed.
yeah. And looking back for me, if I would have wanted a white boy band to be force fed on me, it definitely would have been the Backstreet Boys over NSYNC.
So
And NSYNC got some slaps.
that's a ongoing in my home argument.
So let's get to the question of all questions.
I knew it.
Let's get to it. As we look back, we're in 2024. We are looking back and bringing it forward. Wang Dang, please say the damn doodle. Who won? Who is the better of the boy bands? NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys?
Now, this is personal, right?
Okay, I'm here.
I got NSYNC over the Backstreet Boys.
What?
I do.
Yo, what? Really?
And it's solely for, I think one song made the difference for me.
Okay.
In the two.
I gotta hear this.
When they did Gone.
Oh, so that's so literally that's when pandering just worked for you.
That, hey, look. Chucking and jiving.
So, okay. So you think Gone by NSYNC, that was like, if they were neck and neck and you were like, I don't know, it's a tight race. You're saying Gone takes the race from here to here.
I'm not gonna say that far.
Okay.
It was most definitely a photo finish.
Okay.
With NSYNC edging.
Really?
Pause.
Yeah. Yeah, we might want to pause that. Really?
But
wow.
Like I said, that's an ongoing argument in my house because my girl, no, where the Backstreet Boys at?
Yeah, man. Listen, I get it. I'm going to tell you where the Backstreet Boys have won for me. Because one, I love the fact that they are probably the most equal group of all time. Even though I think we know when AJ is on the track. When AJ McClain is on the track, you know AJ is going crazy. But the rest of the group is like, you know what? Hey, no, man, look, we them. We all of us. And we here. And I'm going to point out some things that, for me, I always have the Backstreet Boys. I ain't gonna front to you, Wang. Where you have the race close, I have the Backstreet Boys far and away from NSYNC. Like, they literally, like, if it's a relay race, one of them, like, the last legs are Michael Johnson and Usain Bolt. That's how far I got them running off in the 4x1. That's how far I got them running off. But I want to say for these reasons, because I do believe that although I want to say John B came out first, I want to say that the Backstreet Boys were really one of those blueprints for blue-eyed pop soul. You know, I don't think, and people may give Justin Timberlake the credit, but oh no, I believe that you don't get Justin Bieber the way you get Justin Bieber if it's not for the Backstreet Boys. Because really, to me, Justin Timberlake was supposed to be that, but Justin Bieber is what you do when you only got to pay one kid. I mean, we paid all these kids. Man, let's just pay one. And similar to their story, right? Because Bieber had The Dream and Usher as like mentors and producers and all this, right? And writers. One thing that will always stick out to me is the fact that Bow-Legged Lou from Full Force wrote All I Have to Give by the Backstreet Boys.
Speaking of boy bands, we don't give Full Force the credit that they deserve either, though.
Hey, right. Hey, listen.
We don't.
Hey, listen. Full Force was heat. Hey, they didn't look like boys, but they got heat.
I was like, hey, I had an uncle that never shit. He swore he was Paul Anthony growing up.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, hey, they was heat. No, I can't front on Full Force. Ain't my type of hype. God dang it! Like it never was. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you this. You know what? Just off of the songs I remember, just off the cuff, right? And this is where Backstreet wins for me, because although it ain't that I can't name any NSYNC songs, it's just the fact that you'll get to naming some of the best boy band songs you remember from the 90s, and you're going to swear that there may be 98 Degrees or there may be NSYNC songs, but oh no. They are indeed Backstreet Boys songs. And that mixed with the staying power of the group, and that even when they do kind of like disband, they come back together and they crank out more hits. Yo, dare I say that calling the Backstreet Boys a boy band at this time is now disrespectful, because now they're grown men and they still rocking together. And I do think that counts for something. And, you know, even though the numbers are the numbers, and that is what it is. And even though Justin Timberlake obviously became the biggest star out of all 10 of these guys, I will take that Backstreet Boys discography any day over that semi-pandering ass NSYNC discography. And I know that sounds bad to say because the music was designed for me. Hey, look, hey, they were on a Clue mixtape. I get it. But dog, nah. I got the Backstreet Boys washing and folding up NSYNC. And it's not even close for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because it's an ongoing argument in my house. But yes, you make a very, very valid argument.
Hey, listen, man. You got Gone over I Want It That Way?
Dude, Gone is my shit.
But you have Gone over I Want It That Way.
I do. Like, dude, Gone is my shit.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even, hey, listen, I promise I'm not even trying to be like that. But Gone didn't work on me. It didn't work on me. Because, well, let me tell you how I remember Gone first. I remember Gone as, oh, this is the song that let y'all know that Justin Timberlake's going solo.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay. I was like, yo, I can't front. This is fire. I mess with this. But to me, that is where the monster is fed. But maybe they over-marketed it to me. Maybe they over-marketed it to me at that point. Because I was like, okay, Justin Timberlake, I get it. He's fucking next, right? Like, I was just like, just do whatever y'all about to do. I don't care. But so when that happens, they go away, and now here come him with the Neptunes and Clips. So now I'm sold because like, okay, I can't front on this. Again, let nothing distract y'all from the fact that the first single was a Neptune song. And it was Senorita. Oh, wait, no, it's Like I Love You. Then Senorita, which is also a Neptune's track. And then Rock Your Body came. And then came, no, I'm sorry. Then Cry Me a River came. I think that was the third. And then Rock Your Body. But, I mean, come on. Hey, listen, man. He did Britney wrong, man. And I'm going to stand on business on that, man. He did it wrong, man.
He did Britney wrong. But if Britney still had them little ass drawers on, I would have done it wrong too.
Hey, listen. I should have worn my Britney Spears shirt for this episode. I should have worn it. Hey, listen, man. I shoot Britney Spears so much bail. y'all don't even believe how much bail I shoot Britney Spears. I
give Britney mad grace, except for when she got the little ass drawers on.
I mean, yeah, hey, at 40 plus, she ain't shaking much nothing now, but man, up until 36 though, it was she had a slight poker. You know what I mean?
It's like, I get everything that you've been through, sweetheart, and I hope everybody did something bad to you, had something wrong done to them. Put some goddamn drawers on that fit.
I mean, hey, look, you know, maybe that's the sign to take them off. You know what I mean? I don't know. But man, wow. So Gone. See, you know what? Gone is a dope track. But this, I Promise You, is actually the song. I think that's the best NSYNC song. This, I Promise You. I think that's the best NSYNC song.
This, I Promise You, was a nice ass song. That was a nice fucking song.
Yeah, man. I just,
But the reason, okay, but it was, I don't know, dude. It was just something about, dude, bro. I have an R&B playlist of like 1,500 songs, and the only one that made it from NSYNC and or Backstreet was Gone.
Wow.
That's what I want to hear all the time.
Okay. Hey, listen, and you know what? And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But here's my thing. Okay, no. Okay. Who wins the Natural Soul Award between them? Who do you think is just more naturally soulful? Do you got Backstreet or NSYNC?
You said naturally soulful?
Yep, just naturally soulful.
Backstreet.
And this is why I don't understand why you're picking the other group. This is why I don't get it.
But like I said, back then, I didn't even know what pandering was.
True. Same. I'm using my 2024 mind to revisit.
So like I said, back then, I couldn't. Somebody would have said, "Oh, JT pandering." Said, "What the fuck does that mean?" I didn't have a fucking clue at that age. Fucking 13, 14.
Yeah. No, hey, listen, I get it, man. I get it. And hey, you know what? And we can do this all day. Let's leave it up to the people. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? That is the question that we're just asking this week. I think it's important. I think it's an important question. I think it is. And
I think since I finally got my Facebook page back, shout out to Mark Zuckerberg. You do a poll, I do a poll, we'll discuss.
Let's do it. Oh, pause. Man.
Don't do a poll.
You know what I'm saying? Pause. Hey, this is made in 1980s. Man, boy bands were fire back in the day. Hey, listen, matter of fact, let's speak for all the young Black males and maybe even females to a certain degree that may have been deprived of being able to enjoy boy bands in real time. Listen, if you were there, you get it, you understand, you know. The world is not as progressive as it was. It was not as collectively collaborative as it was today. And yeah, you just weren't supposed to like the white music and the white groups and the white boys. Like you just weren't supposed to. Unfortunately, that's the time that we grew up in. Now things have drastically changed. You know, there's nothing for a group of young white boys to come through with a soulful or hip hop or poppy edge and to embrace Black culture or Latin culture for that matter, or any other culture for that matter, and become mega stars. And is just seen as, hey, you know, that's Lady Gaga or that's Billie Eilish or
Yeah.
like whatever, like, you know what I mean? Justin Bieber, like whatever, you know? And it's cool to go back and relive and to really appreciate the right way. You know, the music that really was just meant for entertainment. No, we don't want to get into the dark side of what it means to be a teenage star or a pop star or a part of a boy band and the extortion and all the other things that are kind of like hairy and scary and whoa. But we're going to live in the nostalgia and the peace and the harmony and the love for the actual music. We think that's the most important thing. And that's why we did the show this way. We did it. If you don't like it, keep scrolling, keep skipping, check out another episode. This has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode with me, Wayne.
Oh, absolutely.
This is made in the 1980s, and you know it every time and consensually. It's love.